The LinkedIn algorithm has shifted again. And what does that mean for company pages? The goalposts have shifted. But while most brands keep doing what doesn't work and blaming the algorithm, you're here to learn what does. So let's get into it. G'day everyone, it's Coach Michelle J. Raymond, your trusted advisor for building your brand and your business on LinkedIn. And it's great to have everyone back. It seems that when it comes to the LinkedIn algorithm, that you guys just can't get enough of this. Things are blowing up. We've covered the actual changes in one episode, followed up by the content strategy that I think you need to change that is aligned with the new algorithm. And I thought it's only fair that we talk about how this will impact your LinkedIn company page as well. So if you're a company page admin, social media manager, this episode is for you because algorithm changes don't just impact personal content, they also impact pages. And let's be clear, things for company pages have been getting harder and harder and harder for as long as I've been looking at them over the last 5 years. Things aren't going to ever get easier in this game. Why? I've just heard that LinkedIn's gone over 1.2 billion members. The platform keeps growing, and that means competition is fierce. This means that those page admins who want to stand out from their industry and make sure that your company page is leading the way, we can't just do what everybody else is doing. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about what shifted with the algorithm as far as pages are concerned. We're going to have a look at why I think most company page strategies are seriously broken. But last but not least, my framework that I think can really help pages, if they start to follow it, smash this algorithm out of the way and keep having success. What has changed for LinkedIn company pages over the last 3 to 6 months? Well, I'm glad you asked because this is something that I honestly think with the changes to the algorithm that have happened in June, if you want to know more about those, I did a whole episode on it 2 episodes ago. So go back and listen to that one first of all. But ultimately, I think that this shift from reach to relevancy is not really going to have a big impact on company pages. Why? Because realistically, reach, i.e. the number of impressions that you get for your posts, is something that company pages haven't seen in a long time. That's not to say that there aren't some really amazing pages out there that are doing some great stuff, but in general, for most mere mortals that are running pages that are reasonably small, they aren't seeing their posts in the home feed. Take one look at it for yourself. You are going to see lots of personal posts followed by lots of ads, mix in with some more personal posts, and then eventually a company page post will show up somewhere, which is pretty heartbreaking if you're a company page admin for a page and doing your damnedest to make sure that your content is being seen for your brand when realistically the game is stacked against you. And it might be unfair, but it's the game that we play. And as I always say, it's LinkedIn sandpit. We choose to play in it. It's their rules. So rather than complain about it, that is not what we're going to be doing in today's episode. I am literally going to be sharing with you my page advocacy framework. So you are going to get the lowdown on how that will help you beat this LinkedIn algorithm change, because everything to do with this change from an algorithm perspective, be it for pages or be it for profiles, is all about trying to connect you as a member to opportunities. Now, pages can provide opportunities for other people just as much. If you've got a company page that is literally just posting and ghosting, i.e. you schedule your content, it goes out, and that's the last time you ever think about it, you are going to see your numbers plummet because the new LinkedIn algorithm is all about engagement. Where is the engagement happening? And that's how it's determining the connections. And there's probably one thing that's been happening, which I'm going to talk about in the broken strategies section, that has been absolutely pressing my buttons over the last few weeks. And for one brand, it's been pushing my buttons for almost a year now. And I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to reach out to them directly because I want to scream They are doing such a bad job at this. And I don't want your brand to make the same mistake. When it comes to the LinkedIn algorithm, just know it is not a one size fits all. I never want you to get hung up and thinking that the secret to your page success is focusing on what makes the algorithm happy. It is absolutely never going to get you anywhere. But I promise you, the page advocacy framework that we're going to be talking about in this episode, I think is going to get you closer to your goals. After this quick break, I'm going to talk about why I think most company page strategies are broken. The first thing that I want to say is I don't think that any company page admin out there, whether you're an internal marketer or a third party managing somebody else's company page, sets out to deliberately do a crap job. Quite the opposite. Company pages really are hard, and the amount of effort that you need to go to for such small rewards, sometimes you may wonder, why are we even bothering with this? I totally get it. I've been there myself. When we're looking at the biggest strategy problems that I'm coming across, especially when I'm doing company page audits with brands, it's actually getting back to the basics. Number one, old school pages broadcast at their audience, i.e., we talk at you and we actually don't care what you have to say. And the content plan is all built around what do we want to tell you, not what kind of content can we create in service of you. So we schedule all of our content, we put it out there, and then we leave it with you. You won't hear from us until we have the next round of posts going out. And company pages that are just relying on a posting content strategy are going to get left behind. I don't think it will work. I don't think it's going to get easier in 2025, 2026 and beyond. You have to have a level of activity for your page where you turn your page into your brand's biggest cheerleader, biggest advocate, and even biggest thought leader. Yeah, I said it. Brands can be thought leaders just as much as individuals can, but not if you're just talking at your audience. I think from there we move on to something I've covered recently in another episode of the podcast, which is all about having your page in alignment with the rest of the business. None of this, the marketing team looks after the page and it's its own little silo, while the rest of the employees go off and do their own thing and nobody talks to each other. And I see it all the time. A simple sign. Are your employees liking your company page content? Is the company page liking the employees' content? That is a very simple win that you can get that teaches the algorithm what is relevant to both audiences, and make sure that we start to see that power of two where they're both working together. The third problem that I see with broken strategies is that your company page literally just sits on the sideline. It is not proactively out there supporting people in your industry, your target clients, your collaborative partners, whether it's a supplier, whether it's a manufacturer, whether it's a distributor. Like, there are so many different brand connections that make up an industry. And if your page is only worried about commenting on your own posts and responding to those, then we have a problem. And this is my bugbear that has been going on for a year now with the Arnott's group. Everybody on LinkedIn knows I talk about Tim Tams at least once a week, and nobody from the Arnott's group, whenever I've tagged them, has responded to any of these posts at all. Not even one. There are so many brands that I see where they're tagged into conversations and nobody even bothers to go and respond to those comments. This needs to stop. The LinkedIn algorithm loves relationships, and pages and brands have relationships with their audience just as much. Another way that you can make this easy for yourself is company pages can follow other company pages. So you can make it super simple and have your own dedicated feed of the brand pages that you want to make sure you're commenting on. It could be your customers, suppliers, manufacturers, distributors. It could be industry bodies. It could be legal bodies that impact your industry, or maybe there's events that are going on. publications. Like the list goes on and on of the numbers of places that your page should be out there commenting. Brands that do this well are the brands where their pages keep growing. You want to know who does this best? Like Duolingo smashes this. And you might think, like, why would they bother when realistically they've got a page with hundreds of thousands of followers, everybody knows them, like they're good on other social platforms. But go and have a look at how many times they comment and respond to the times that they have been tagged in posts. Their company page, when it responds, because it has super cool personality, is generating hundreds of likes per comment on other people's posts, not their own, on other people's posts, because they're clear around what their brand is, what they stand for, and that creativity. So quick recap. You want to make sure that you're not broadcasting at your audience. You want to make sure that your team is in alignment. Page and employees are in alignment. Number 3, please make sure that your page is actively responding to comments at an absolute minimum, but proactively getting out there and commenting is super important. After this, as promised, I am going to be sharing my page advocacy framework to you listeners to make sure that you have a way forward to beat the LinkedIn algorithm for your company page. Page advocacy framework, let's talk about it. It's about using the page as the biggest cheerleader for your employees, for your business and your industry. The page advocacy framework is 4 steps to help remind you of what actions your page should be taking. Let's start with P is for play. And play is all about how can you get your page out in the game, commenting on posts and especially those of your employees, and making sure that you have a presence on LinkedIn that goes beyond your own posts. So how can you use comment as a page quickly and easily and strategically to make sure that you plant little signposts around LinkedIn that direct people back to your brand? Next is amplify, which is the A in the page advocacy framework. Amplify is how can you create content that will highlight the key people in your team, put them up on a pedestal, and really show people via the page content who the humans are in your brand. They are what makes your brand different. They are the totally unique part of your business that no one else could copy. By amplifying their voices, be it showing them in your content or reposting their content as the page, you are shining the spotlight on them. Use the power of your brand to amplify the voices of your employees. G is all about give to get. Your page has to get out there and proactively support other people. What happens then is people take notice, the algorithm takes notice, and when you're out there giving first, then guess what? By human nature, we feel obligated to return the favor. It's the law of reciprocity. It is fascinating, and there are so many different ways that we can do this. But making sure that your page is generous and actively out there supporting other people teaches those people, hey, when you see our posts, give us some engagement, help us out. And that is where the LinkedIn algorithm starts to see what's happening. And I love that part. E is all about establishing your brand. And your brand's demand isn't built by bombarding people with calls to action. Those calls to action like download my white paper, visit our website, read our blog, register for this event. That is not how you establish a brand on LinkedIn. What can you do instead? Demand gen content looks to things like industry insights, educational content, behind the scenes content, employee spotlights, and thought leadership posts specifically. Now, does that mean it's not right to do at all? Absolutely not. But use it sparingly and think about what's a different way that we can get our message to our audience to establish our brand without sending them off LinkedIn. Give them clips, give them PDFs, give them a download that you can do directly on LinkedIn. Make it easy for your audience and accept that not every action on social is there to try and drive people to a website, to sign up for your newsletter, to go into some kind of funnel. So that's the page framework. It is all about getting your page actively out there, supporting key people in your business, in the industry. It's that give to get mentality, and it's all about establishing your brand. This is how we beat the LinkedIn algorithm with no hacks. As we wrap up today, here's the thing. Company pages aren't dead, but they do need a human proactive approach. So your homework between now and next week's episode is to do a quick audit of all of the posts on your company page. Check, have you just been broadcasting and talking at your audience? Number 2, take a look and see, have you got mentions of your brand, either in posts or comments, that you haven't responded to? The third challenge, have you got calls to actions in your posts that are driving people off the platform to go and download white papers, attend events, or anything along those lines? I want you to mix it up. How can you change those posts to make sure that people consume your content where they're scrolling? Have a go at these 3 things. Let me know how it goes. I look forward to next week's episode with Ty Heath from the B2B Institute. I'm a huge fangirl of Ty's because I have learned so much from her, and I know that you guys will too. So until next week, cheers.